Hey everybody, GGinspire here. It's Thursday, it's 1 o'clock, and we're going live. Today, actually, funny enough, we are still in the process of getting our office done. Our office is getting some paint and some new carpet and a couple of different things, some lipstick as I call it. And so it's just in process to be able to get ready to go. So coming to you actually from home. Hey Joel, thanks for getting on. So we're excited. Today is going to be a cool topic. It's about being mentally tough. Are you mentally tough? Hey, Hallie, thanks for jumping on today. So, hey, Shay. Wow, this is cool. Good to see you. All right, so let us know where you're coming from. Hey, Lewis, thanks for getting on. He's on Instagram. So we're doing Instagram and Facebook Live today all at the same time. So I'm going to get right into it. Oh, I should invite a few people. If you guys, while I'm doing this, can invite a few people and share this live with them. I hope that we'll be able to make a difference in some other people's lives today and give them some inspiration, give them a couple more things to be able to think about and ponder on, and hopefully improve their situation, improve their mindset, get them to the next level, get them thinking smarter, get them thinking about having a better life and enjoying the short time that we have on this earth. So, all right, Shay, I'm surprised, definitely. All right, so are you mentally tough? Does anybody even know what mental toughness means? I had somebody a long time ago, one of my agents, I said, oh, I need to have more mental toughness. And she was like, well, you're tough enough. And I thought to myself, you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Hey, Primo, thanks for jumping on. So I was saying, apparently I have like a little bit of a tough shell, a tough personality. I can be a little hard sometimes. So she was saying I was tough in that regard. But that has nothing to do with what I was talking about. What I was talking about is being mentally tough, is being able to, there's a definition here. So the ability to resist, manage, overcome doubts, worries, concerns, or circumstances that prevent you from succeeding or excelling at a task towards a goal that you would want to be able to achieve. Now, has anyone here, Jewel, Hallie, Shay, Primo, Lewis, have any of you guys ever set a goal that you didn't achieve, right? And what did it look like? Were you frustrated after that happened, or did you have adversity, along the way as you were working towards that goal? And most of the time, if you didn't achieve that goal, it had to be something that there was some type of adversity that got in your way. Circumstance, weather, tragedy, hey, Matt, all of these things that can get in our way and keep us from achieving the ultimate goal that we want. Like, we have a vision, or we imagine what we want in our lives, and we have to stay on track. And being mentally tough is what helps us stay on track, because there's a million things that distract us. I'm at home, I was like, oh, I have to do laundry, I have to do this, I'm hungry, this. Like, no, but I have a goal in mind, and I have something that I have to make sure and stay focused on so I can get the job done. So I'm sure other people on here have had that kind of situation, or had some type of goal they didn't achieve because of some adversity. So how do we stay mentally tough? You know what it is? It's actually, a lot of it is being resilient. It's that resiliency. Hey, Bree, it's resiliency to failure and adversity. Like, failure, adversity, challenges, issues, they will always come up. But the thing that makes us more mentally tough is how we learn and teach ourselves and grow how to get better and be able to push through those things and still achieve the goal despite the adversity. So are you mentally tough? Most of us, I didn't start mentally tough. And just so we all know, so we're all clear, I'm not where I want to be. I'm an entrepreneur. I work my butt off, but I'm giving you I'm not the expert in any of these arenas. So if you think I'm coming from a place that I know everything, I don't know everything. But I can tell you, I'm giving you from some of my experience, what I've seen from mentors. This is 12 years of experience in business. I never had business experience. My parents weren't business owners. They didn't teach me the mindset of what it takes to grind it out and have to really work harder for yourself than you would work for a boss. I didn't understand any of those kinds of things. And so it took time for me to develop that. It took me years, probably longer than the average person. So I'm telling you from experience that we should speed up the process so that we can see success faster, right? Because adversity will always come. Failure will always come, but it's who we have become internally that allows us to deal with it on a better level and somehow achieve success, whatever success that might be for you, right? Whether it's success in a job, success as a parent, in your relationship, in your business, we all want to be better in some way, shape, or form. And so we have to let that other stuff go and stay focused. So I'm getting into my topic a little bit ahead of time, but mentally tough people somehow find a way to delay gratification. They're able to, it's not that they don't want the reward or the goal, but they know that they have to take the correct steps in order to be able to hit it. And so when they are laser focused on what they want, they start to realize that they only take steps that will move them forward in that direction. Unfortunately, when we're not mentally tough, we get distracted towards other things that happen, and so we don't stay on track for what we want to be able to achieve. And that's the deal, is that most of us end up getting distracted into a place that we weren't intending because we are not 100% focused on the goal. If we were 100% focused on the goal, we would find a way to only make choices that were in alignment with that goal. Okay, so we got to get clear on it. Okay, so they also overcome fears. Not that they're not scared, because they do have fears, but they are brave and they're able to push through those fears. So, all right, so I'm going to give you a couple of points. I hope you guys got some good stuff even so far. So number one, act as if you are in total control, right? And this is one that I'm working on myself, because I did a podcast, or not a podcast, I did a live, gosh, it was like maybe 6 months ago or more, and I was talking about reactions to things, that we have to work harder on our reactions. And I'm somebody who, when something happens, I react. And so we have to act like we're completely in control all the time. Even if we're not, even if we're like in our mind, we're freaking out, we have to find a way to be able to let the outside world know, like, I got this, okay? So I think if you work hard enough, you're going to find, like, people say that people who are successful somehow had it because of luck, but they don't. They act as if they're in control. They focus. They realize that they don't necessarily have control. There's a quote out there that says, like, pray like it's up to God, but act as if it's up to you, or work like it's up to you. I'm sure I butchered the quote, but it doesn't matter. You guys get the gist. The point is that we have to work hard and stay focused on the goal. And funny enough, when you're in control, thinking I'm in as much control as possible, then miraculously lucky things happen to you. So I feel like if you work hard enough, you're going to stumble across some luck, because unfortunately a lot of people feel that successful people they just got lucky, right? No, they didn't get lucky. They worked their asses off, and then something fell into place because they worked so hard, showing the universe, showing God, whatever it is that you believe, that they really wanted it and their will was just that strong. So are you working that hard at whatever your craft is, whatever your goal is? Are you working that hard at it? Or are you sitting back and going, oh, I'm going to let adversity take me over? Don't waste energy on worrying. Okay, they don't waste energy on worrying. We spend way too much time, and I'm guilty of this myself, right? This podcast or this live is for me. We spend too much time worrying about what did happen, what might happen, what could happen in the future. Hey, I don't know how to call you Gary. I'm going to have to call you Dr. Carno, because it's the only way that I can address you. Gary Carno was my brother's teacher in, I think it was like 2nd or 3rd grade, and he taught it at my school for a little while there. So crazy. Anyway, number 2, put aside the things that you have no ability to impact. Like, we spend so much time, like, I think about how many thoughts go through my mind in any given day. We spend so much mental energy on things that we have absolutely no control over. Why are we doing that to ourselves? Like, let's spend our energy and focus on the things that we can control, that we can do something about, that we can actually have some type of impact. Otherwise, it's just wasteful, right? I hope, like, somebody out there is thinking that I have some idea of what I'm talking about. Yes. All right, Jewel. Yes, she's on it. Okay, so do what you can do. Be your own change. Like, we spend our time we don't have an unlimited supply of mental strength, and eventually we can get drained. Has anyone ever gotten drained? Has anyone ever felt tired or fatigued just from, like, all the stuff that they had going on in their mind, and they were just like, I need a mental break? I know I've been there, and I've got to guarantee that there's a few of you guys that have been there as well. The thing is that we don't have an unlimited supply of mental energy, so let's spend our energy and focus going towards the things that we can do something about, okay? All right, Lewis, you're with me. Okay, so see the past as a valuable training, nothing more. So we cannot change the past. We cannot change what we did. We cannot change how we did it. We wish that we would have done it differently, but how about we just use the past? If we've made mistakes or errors or whatever, let's use the past as what it is, as a training ground, as something to shape us in what we know we're not, the way that we're not going to do it in the future. Or how do we do it right next time? Sorry, I got to get some water. So how are we going to do it right next time, right? That's what we use the past for. Sorry, that's what we use the past for. The idea is that I want to spend my time, my energy, my focus thinking about how I could do it better next time, right? That's where we want to be. How could I improve it? How could I get like to the next level next time? Or how could I say that a little bit better so that the person I'm talking to understands what I'm trying to say? How can I be clearer about it, right? If you're mentally tough, are you suppressing your emotions? You know what? That's a good question. I don't think so. I think it's okay to feel something. Like if you feel hurt or you feel bothered or you feel angry, I think it's okay to get it out. Now, some people will get it out by talking about it. And that's probably one of my next things, right? Is complaining and criticizing. Some people will get it out by talking about it. Some people will get it out by like writing it in a journal, right? And getting a little clearer. Like somebody told me once that I should have a mad journal. When I'm angry, I should take the time and I should sit down and write down all the stuff that makes me angry, because then when you put it on paper, you've released it. It's not within you anymore because you have all these thoughts going through your head, and you need to get to the point where they're not running through your head anymore. And once you put them on paper, they're out. And thankfully, you didn't have to share them with any other person. And so if you were totally pissed off, like you didn't have to give whatever that negativity was to somebody else. You put it on a journal, you released it, and then you dealt with it, right? You know, going forward, like handle what I'm dealing with and then keep going, right? Okay, so celebrate the success of others. So many people feel like it's so weird because I remember in business, I remember I had a mentor and they were talking about like the success that somebody else was having. And I remember feeling like, well, there's no more room left for me. Like there's a limit on how much success can actually happen. And I think so many times there's so many of us that feel that way. And I don't know if you guys are open to share that, but I felt that way. Good, Shay, you write and talk about the problem. It's like, oh, well, if you can't trust the people you talk to, well, then maybe we should find new people. So many people feel like there's only so much success to go around. And that's a load of BS. And so somehow we have to remember that there's a table of abundance, right? The universe is a table of abundance and there's enough for all of us. But when we see that somebody else is having success, we should genuinely feel happy for them. We should be happy. We shouldn't be jealous. We shouldn't hate on them. We should be like, that's awesome. I'm so glad for them. You know why? You know why you should celebrate other people's success? Because that means that it's possible for you too. So if they're close enough to you, you don't get mad, you don't get jealous and hate on them. You get to the point where you think, you know what, if they can do it, I can too. And that's a healthy way to be mentally tough and you know what, still go after what it is that you want, right? Because we need to make sure that we make things happen and it's not gonna fall into our lap. We're not just gonna like, oh, I started a business and all of a sudden I'm a millionaire, or, you know, I got married and like, we're just gonna ride off into the sunset like a fairy tale. No, it takes work. Right? You have to do that, but you have to celebrate the wins, right? Hey, Jackie, thanks for jumping on. Okay, so never allow yourself to whine, to criticize, to complain. You know, it weakens you, right? Whining almost makes you feel worse. And that's what I was just saying about putting some of the stuff that you're complaining about on paper. Put it in a journal, like let it be your whine journal or your complaint or your trash talk or whatever it is that you want, like put it there to let it out, right? Because talk about how you can make things better. Talk about a solution, like be a solution-oriented person, not a problem-oriented person. We have to figure out how do we deal with the situation that we've got and make it better and improve it so that this is not a situation that we have to deal with again, right? And that's how mentally tough people think. They keep pushing forward. How do we get better? How do we improve? How do we take it to the next level? Hey, Wendy, thanks for jumping on. Okay. So focus only on impressing yourself. And I think this is an important one because we get so wrapped up in like, oh, I need to have, my car needs to look good and I need to have my, you know, my clothes need to look good and my nails and my hair, everything needs to look perfect. You know, no one likes you for your clothes. your accessories, your shoes, your car. Like, they don't like you for that stuff. If those are the people that like you for those things, they don't really like you. They like those things, right? So you have to remember to spend your time with people that appreciate and value you as a person, and stop worrying about trying to impress other people, right? Impress yourself. Be in love with yourself. Be like, I am the freaking bomb, and I am so glad that I get an opportunity to share myself with other people. Now, don't go into the egotistical place where you're like, I'm the bomb, every single person loves me. No, that's not reality. But you should have a healthy love for yourself and know that you deserve success, right? And if you know that you deserve success, then you'll push through it, and you'll get to the point where you can actually have it. You can taste it. You can envision it. You can imagine it. You can read about it. If you wrote your goals down and you read them every single day, and you can envision it and you can imagine what it felt like, you'd be that much closer. But also, you'd stay in a line with the goals that you have, and your mind zeroes in on making those things happen. So don't worry about the BS. Don't worry about all the negativity. Stay focused on what you want, okay? And focus on who you want to be. Not just where you want to be, but who do you want to be when you get there, okay? Because that's going to make the bigger difference. And funny enough, it really is, who are you going to be before you're going to actually have, right? So all the things that we see, you know, on Facebook and Instagram and social media, it's all about having stuff. But no, what's more important is who are you going to be, okay? All right, last one. So stop worrying about what you don't have. Count your blessings. Be grateful. When you lay your head down at night, whether you say your prayers or you read affirmations or you just go to sleep and you think about, was I a good person today? Did I have an impact on the world today? Did I make some type of positive impact in some way, shape, or form? Be grateful for everything that you do have. Hey, Sakura, how are you? It's so challenging to, well, I should say that in my opinion, it's really easy to focus on all the things that we don't have, because we see stuff all the time, right? All over social media and everywhere, that we see things that we don't have. But are you focused on what you do have? Are you counting your blessings? Are you thinking about the fact that you have health, that you have a family, that you have people that love you, that you have a job, or you don't have a job? Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, what are the things? Like, we live in an incredible country where we are like the richest of like 99% of the world. Unfortunately, we spend all of our time complaining, criticizing, and thinking about all the things that we don't have. And then we wonder why we're not having more success in life. It's because we're not allowing that space to open. We're going to be able to create more because we're too focused on what we don't have. So be thankful. Remind yourself every second that you can, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? What in the world can I think about that I am thankful to have in my life? Right? Okay, Joel, do you think some people are born mentally tough, or is it learned? Some people are just straight hard tough, even the little kids. Okay, so you know what? This is actually the premise of why I decided to do this topic today, because I don't know, some of you guys have noticed I've been posting. I've only been posting it on Instagram. I haven't been posting it on Facebook. Hey there. Thanks for joining us, KC6. All right. So, you know, so I don't know if any of you guys listen to or watch Andy Frisella. He's a businessman. He's really rough. Like, so don't listen to this stuff around kids, because like the language is really, really bad. But for some reason, it speaks to me. And, you know, even my husband is like, I can't even get through it because he says too much stuff. But I like his message. Anyway, so he basically started talking about how we spend our lives doing the things to keep us comfortable, right? We all want to continue to be comfortable. And unfortunately, that doesn't get us very far. Where has it gotten us? To wherever it is that we are today that we're not happy with, right? So if we want to get to the next level, and Shay, you're awesome, I love you. If we want to get to the next level, we have to figure out how to become uncomfortable. So how do we make ourselves uncomfortable? Hey, Sharon, how do we make ourselves uncomfortable so that we can become mentally tough? Because mental toughness is not something we're born with, right? Unless our parents taught us mental toughness when we were little, then we didn't have it, right? So I wasn't taught it, you know, no offense to my parents, but I wasn't taught it. So I've had to learn it. So what Andy came up with is this really cool program. It's called 75 Hard. And I would recommend any of you guys just go listen to him. Like I said, don't listen to his stuff around kids because the language is kind of tough, but it's incredible. So he talked about, how do you build mental toughness? How do you build the grit? How do you build the focus, the resiliency, the drive, the ambition, the goal? Like, how do you build that stuff? And so we came up with this plan called 75 Hard. And I started doing it. I'm on day 4. So, any of you guys, if you choose to do it, great. Like, go ahead and listen to his podcast and see if you have some interest in it, right? It's called 75 Hard. So there's 5 things that you have to do every single day for 75 days. And if you cheat and you don't do it, you have to start over, right? So number 1 is, what is it? So, okay, so Cora, so you weren't born into a mentally tough house either. Like, and it's hard as an entrepreneur. Like, you really have to build that mental toughness and grit. Okay, so the 5 things. So number 1 is you have to work out twice a day. And one of those times, work out twice a day for 45 minutes, and one of those times has to be outside. And mind you, you guys, like, I did not want to go running outside last night, but I did it for 45 minutes. And I was like tired. And also at the same time, like, I just felt uncomfortable running at night. But this is part of the game, is being able to focus on doing things that make you uncomfortable so that you can push through and realize you can achieve anything. So number 1 is work out twice a day, 45 minutes, right? Number 2 is do whatever diet that you're on. So, everyone's on like keto. Hey, Russ, everyone's on like keto and paleo and, no carb and no sugar and no fat, whatever diet it is that you're doing, just do it. Like, do it for 75 days. And if you cheat and you have like a handful of whatever, M&Ms, or you have a Snickers bar, like, you cheated and you have to start over, right? So don't cheat. So exercise, diet, a gallon of water every single day, right? You have to, what is it? Oh, you need to read 10 pages in like a personal development, personal growth, entrepreneur book, whatever, at least 10 pages. And then the last one is that you have to take a picture and track your progress. So I've been posting a picture every single day. He didn't say that you had to post it. That's not required. But I'm doing that kind of as my accountability to the world, letting everybody know. Because I was like, I'm not going to throw up the hashtag 75 Hard if I'm not doing the program. So yeah, and I honestly think, like, you have to build your mental toughness. And if that challenge makes you feel like it's too hard, because it will build a lot of mental toughness and discipline. That's the biggest thing, is discipline too. But I think at the end of the day, we have to learn how to be more mentally tough, and we have to build that discipline. It doesn't come to us automatically. And sometimes it's easier for us to not be accountable to ourselves. Maybe it's easier to be able to be accountable to a coach or a friend or a mentor or a trainer or whatever. So, everybody operates differently, but the focus is how can you be more mentally tough? How can you create more in your lives, So I appreciate you guys jumping on. Honestly, please, if you would do me a favor and share this message, share it on Facebook, even on Instagram, if you want to share it and maybe like tag yourself, like, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate that, because I want to get this message out. I think that we need more mentally tough people. And honestly, if you're an entrepreneur and you're feeling like, you know what, I want to be in the realm of people that actually push me to be better, because sometimes being an entrepreneur can be lonely. Right? You go through hell as an entrepreneur. You go through so much, and a lot of the people that knew you before don't talk to you anymore because you somehow changed. You've evolved in some way. So, we have a huge coalition of entrepreneurs that work together to further and grow everybody. So I would appreciate you guys reaching out. We teach people all sorts of things. I don't go into that, like, really what we do, but I would tell you, like, just as a synergistic effect of being able to have more entrepreneurs together, I would say reach out to me. Let's find a way to coordinate some type of plan and do something together. But I'm telling you guys right now, this life is short, and we want to make the best of it. So if you're an entrepreneur, or you're at your job and you're like, I can't stand it, or if you're not working and you're thinking, you know what, I got to make a change, then make that change. But make it today. Start doing things today that are going to, the future you is going to appreciate, right? Because I saw something the other day that said, like, who you are right now in today's world is reflective of who you were 5 years ago. So think about what you were doing 5 years ago, and now that's what you are right now. So I don't want the next 5 years to be like the last 5 years. So I'm busting my ass right now to make sure that I take every precaution, every single focus. I'm going to take every single opportunity that comes to me to change the next 5 years of my life for me and my family. And I hope you guys feel the same way. So let's get after it. I appreciate you guys. Please share this. Tag somebody that you think needs, some mental toughness. Maybe they can watch this video and you could point out a couple of things. But I love you guys. You're awesome. Be inspired for a great life.